So today was the second practice of the week. It's Tuesday, June 28th, 2016. And today we went to Hayward Plunge to do a 6-mile run. So, when we got there, we had to wait around a little bit because Jediah was running a little late. So, I felt a little bit better about being a little late yesterday. So, yeah. But anywho, since I had woken up late, I knew today was going to be kind of bad because I didn't think I was ready for the run. My body was kind of saying no, but I was like, I'm just going to do it anyways. Because I knew we were going to do hills, and I don't think I'm ready for hills. But I did it anyways, because sometimes you just got to do it. So then, we did a warm-up, a 2-minute warm-up. We did a few laps around one of the fields over there, and that felt pretty good. I'm a little sore from yesterday, so that kind of played a factor, but I kept up with them, and then we did leg swings, then we did glute activation, which felt a little weird because it was my first time doing it, and we did 10 reps of a few different exercises like glute bridges and donkey kicks and a few other things. So when we were done with that, we started our run, and since the gate was closed for the main part to start the trail, we went up the stairs to start instead of going around and following the street. So we did that. That cut down a little bit of the hill that we were doing because that first part of the hill is kind of bad, like going up because it's kind of hard. But the next part, like, it's pretty much all uphill and it's kind of intense. So I knew I was going to fall behind pretty quickly because I was running with the guys, and that it turns bad kind of quickly. So, especially because we're going uphill, and I go at a slower pace uphill than they do, because I wanted to save myself, because I knew I was going to be kind of low on energy, because I didn't eat this morning before practice, but I don't really do that often, so, yeah. But, as we're going up the hill, I was trying to make sure that I could always see them. They didn't stop to make sure that I could see them, which I was kind of a little iffy about, but luckily I knew my way, so I was like, it doesn't really matter that much. If it was a new place, then I would yell after them, but since I knew how to get to the trail, I wasn't that worried about getting lost. So as we're making our way up the hill, I was getting pretty tired. I was starting to have a headache, like the fogginess that happens usually when I'm not drinking enough water or it's the onset of a migraine. So there's that, and then we're going up the hill. Where is it? When we got, it's a lot more uphill going up, obviously, because we're going uphill, but, so my, thighs are burning, but I made sure I pushed through it. I didn't stop, which I was pretty happy about, because I remember my first time doing, Cal State last year for track season. It was killer, and I did have to stop and walk a little bit. Okay, a lot of it, but this time I definitely slowed down quite a bit, but I never stopped and walked. I just kept going, which I'm really happy about. And then after I got up the big hill, my hip started being kind of sore. Not, how do I explain this? It wasn't like pain, it was soreness, but I knew it was my T-band because I felt it before. And so yeah, I wasn't really worried about it, but I knew I was gonna have to stretch it out and try and roll it out later. Um, Once I got past the big hill, the big uphill, and then I started going down towards the trail, I started looking out for them because I didn't know where they were. Maybe they had already started the trail. I had no idea. So it didn't take me long before I reached the trail, and by then I'm super tired. I think I need a break, and I have no idea where they are. So luckily, I'm like looking around and I see them. So I'm like, okay, good. They didn't start the trail yet. I can do the trail with them. I'll keep up with them there. But so I just hurried up and caught up to them. They were all waiting for me, which made me a little self-conscious because they had to wait for me. And I felt kind of bad. But I also needed to take it slower on that uphill. So yeah, I had to do me instead of pushing myself to stay with them and possibly getting injured. So yeah, so I stayed after like a really small break. We started we went into the first trail, and I knew that I would have to stay with them because I didn't want to get lost. So I stayed with them the entire time, falling only a bit behind, but pretty much staying with them, which I was happy about. And I had only, my hip was kind of hurting a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't hurting, it was just a soreness. It was just kind of there at every step, not really going away, but not really getting worse. Not getting worse, not getting better, just staying the same. It's the best way I can describe it. So yeah, we finished the first part of the trail that we went on, and we returned from where we started, and then we were going up, and I thought we were going to go back, but we ended up going down a little bit of the other trail that there was, and we went on this big downhill slope, and I'm like, that's going to be killer going up. Luckily, when we turned around, we went a different way. And on this path, I kind of fell back a little bit more than I wanted to. So they had already turned around, and I was the last person to reach the point that we would turn around at. And then we went up and got back to the road, and then we started back to return to the plunge. I lost sight of them kind of quickly because all those uphills and downhills that I was trying to keep up with them kind of burnt me out. So I needed to recuperate my energy, so I took it a little slower than I should have and went to the main road. Like, I took it slower on trying to get to the main road where you turn and then before where you follow it and then turn again, and then it's a straight road, or it's just one road to get to the plunge. So I had almost always seen Cody and Anthony in my sights on the way back until they turned because they sped up and caught up with the other guys, and they ended up going the longer way back, not the way we came up, but the way you go around and you're on the street more, and then you loop up into it. But instead, because I didn't see them, I ended up just going straight and followed the stairs downward. So we ended, I ended like that, and then I felt pretty good. A little tired, definitely a little bit sore, because yesterday had been my longest run that I had been on this season, and the farthest and the fastest. So today I wanted to take it a little more chill and relaxed. So I was able to do that because I ran at my own pace. And then my headache didn't subside until we started doing a little bit of strength. And after we did leg swings and a little bit of stretching on our own. And then we did these balancing things that were kind of difficult on one leg because for some reason I'm better on one leg than the other. So at first it was kind of easy, then as my legs got more tired, it was hard to keep my balance and keep my legs straight. So I know it's something I need to work on. And then we did these lunging things where you lunge down and then you just stand back up and you keep lunging. And then you switch legs, obviously. And I felt those a little bit. I don't think I'm doing them correctly all the way, so I think I need to practice them on my own. Then we went to the little, whatchamacallit, it's a wall, and you had to jump onto it. You're doing a jump squat, but you're jumping up, and you land on the wall, hold it for a second, then go back down. I was scared of the wall. I was scared of falling, so whenever I would go to do it, I would psych myself up, then psych myself out of doing it. So it took me a while before I was able to actually jump onto the wall, but I jumped on it a few times, not as many as I was supposed to, but I think in time I'll be more prepared to face that wall and to conquer it. So next time I'm definitely going to try a little bit more to try and get it on that wall. Then we did push-ups and we did tricep push-ups, and then we did moving push-ups, so plyo push-ups, which weren't that hard compared to getting on that wall because the wall was scaring me. But yeah, and then we were done. And then when I came home, I did my core. I forgot what I did, like Russian twists, scissors, holding 6 inches, but all what I did accumulated to 700. So yeah, but yeah, I felt pretty good. Today's mileage is 6 miles, I think, and I forget the time, but it was kind of hard, but I hope next time it'll be easier to do those hills. Can't wait for Garen. Just kidding. It's gonna be horrible, but just gotta do it. So check back in tomorrow.